My name is Fischer. I'm the president of the International Society for Telemedicine, eHealth, and based in Switzerland. Well, I think to answer this question you have to separate the challenges for developed countries from those from developing countries. In the developed countries, actually the current challenge actually is to embed telemedical services in the existing healthcare environment. In most of the countries you have quite developed, complicated systems, and you have to try to find a way how you implement actually telemedicine within this environment. Whereas in developing countries, normally you don't find such a problem. There you have really other challenges. You have the challenge of overcoming geography, even in telemedicine. You have challenges actually how to deploy technology, how do you get the power, how do you make a secure infrastructure, etc. So I think these two things, they really differ, and therefore you'll see different speeds of implementation of eHealth and telemedicine in those countries. Well, what I recognize on the global stage is that India plays a very important role. India is a huge country with enormous needs and a lot of profit from eHealth and telemedicine. And at the same side, you have a lot of very intelligent people living in India and a highly developed infrastructure. So this is the ideal mix actually to create a very successful eHealth and telemedicine program. Well, we are currently at a very interesting point because on one side, the needs, global needs for a change in healthcare, it's getting predominant. The world suffers from diseases. The number of people living on this planet is increasing. And at the same side, we see a development in technology. So when I say this, I think technology or IT is going to be an instrument with an enormous power to change the way how we deliver care. And at the moment, these two things, they're at the tipping point because technology is reaching a stage where it can be really used for healthcare. And there I see some major changes to come. When you look at how we operate at the moment, when we treat a patient, it's quite an analog situation wherever you look at the planet. It's a one-to-one interaction between a patient and a doctor. Normally, it's a very standardized process, even though it's replicated 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times on the planet between those two patients, using one of the most expensive resources, an academic, to do so. We can't afford to proceed like this. We can't afford due to quality, but also due to cost reasons. So therefore, what we did now in eHealth and telemedicine, we centralized the first or a part of this caregiving by centralizing a doctor and starting to treat patients on a distance. So the gain in efficiency was around 30 to 40%. But this is not the game changer. It's still a one-to-one interaction between an academic and a patient. The next step of evolution will be, and this will be the disruptive part, will be that we start automizing these processes. And this will really change the way how we deliver care. In the future, we will start automizing diagnostics. We will start automizing interventions. We will use artificial intelligence or machine learning to help us to do so. We will use robots to help us operate. We will work on lab tests that can be implemented, measuring body parameters and sending them to centralized computers using this data again. We will work on big data to achieve our goals. Personally, I think this is really going to be the game changer. Whether it's going to be disruptive or not, I don't know. But I know that there are some showstoppers in this area. Most important showstopper at the moment, do patients really accept what we want to do? Do we want to be treated by a machine? Do we want to have sensors implanted? Do we want to exchange our data with others? Big question. I don't know how patients react. Another showstopper, legal framework. Governments, they didn't wait on healthcare to be changed. A lot of doctors, they don't want healthcare to be changed. So this is another huge topic, included data protection, etc., etc. And in the end, maybe the most critical component, we do need a sustainable business case. Otherwise, the implementation of eHealth and telemedicine will fail. And at the moment, this is really a critical point, because in most of the countries, you don't have a reimbursement. And if there is no reimbursement, if there is no business case, there is no sustainability, and a high risk that a lot of these initiatives will fail in the future.